Hi guys, oh my god, welcome to this energy check-in, so necessary. I'm feeling it all over in my bones, in my heart, in my eyes, my third eye. Thank you so much, guys, for being patient. You know, I've been like a ghost here on my YouTube channel, but I can tell you that I've been extremely busy. I've moved since the last video that I've done. I've moved like 3 times since I've gotten back to this country. What's going on? I was supposed to just go straight to, California, but I'm back in New York. And so I've moved, I've been busy. I feel like, I don't know about the rest of you guys, but I feel like right now God has me doing a lot of clearing work. But I also feel moved around a lot. So in the sense that sometimes they'll have me focus on YouTube channel, then they'd have me focus on the Etsy readings, and they'd have me focus on friends and family. And right now the community that I've been servicing quite a bit has been the friends and family circuit. So God is so good. And I just feel so happy and proud to be able to administer to my friends and family using my own gifts. Yay, 1 minute, 11 seconds. Oh, Spirit is also saying, and my viewers, some of you viewers, you know who you are. They're saying also part of who I've been servicing a lot, in addition to friends and family, has been a lot of clients that I've done in the past. So you guys know, if you've had readings with me, that I do intuitive counseling. So that means even if you get a reading, a lot of times I'll still keep up with you and check in with you, because obviously it's a counseling aspect, and I primarily work with people who are doing spiritual service. So it's not a one-off, like come get your reading, bye, deuces, peace out, right? So sometimes Spirit has me take certain people in and work with them. And so, guys, long story short, your girl's been busy. Who's your girl? Me. Okay, so anyway, if you'd like to have a personal reading with me, please do sign up. I've finally gotten down to one reading left on Etsy. God bless you. You know who you are, sir. You're next. You're next. And also, if you'd like to donate, that's always welcome. God bless. And I'm still building up my Instagram page and trying to do something with that. 2 minutes, 22 seconds. Yeah, God's with us. All right, so long story short, feel free to hit me up if you need anything, but let's jump straight into the reading. You guys know I'm an Aries. I don't have time to market for myself, even though I should some more. All right. So, guys, let's look at the energy that's going on, because it is crazy right now. Absolutely crazy. All right. Let me tune in for a second. What kind, clear, compassionate, and highly accurate messages do we have for the readers today? Thank you. So first of all, they're saying, ding, alignment. Guys, this time is so special. Alignment, 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 alignment. And when I say alignment, they mean alignment with self, alignment with spirit, alignment with your incoming love, if that's for you, alignment with your principles. This is about getting into alignment with things. Look at his hands like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, right? And look at this, devotion, harmony. We do have this, don't think I did not notice the divine feminine there. I don't know what she's saying yet, because she's not really talking yet. And then we've got this classic, good old-fashioned contract. So what I'm getting for you guys is that if this reading resonates with you, God bless. In the energy that you find yourself, you are firmly in the hands of the divine feminine. Look at her coming in here in this card. Can you guys see? Okay. This is the divine feminine working her magic. It's almost like she's opened her hand and she's blown out to us, right? Excuse me, what am I saying? Open her hand and is working that magic. Take a look at this karmic clearing right underneath. And right underneath that, oh my gosh, sometimes I don't even need to shuffle. Like, what are we doing? Right underneath this alchemical mutation, this is a crazy time for healing. A lot of you are bringing up past life aspects, that your life feels like hell. You're probably not sleeping well. Some of you may be staying up all night and like, what's going on, and not knowing what's happening is, okay, these 2 cards want to come back in. What's happening is, yes, you are having changes at the DNA level. You're having mutations go on in your energetic field. They are literally culling, C-U-L-L-I-N-G, and also calling up karmic energy to be released. So imagine that she extracts this from you, and then look at her hands. That's what we get here. But in order to get to this place where you have transformed and transmuted these aspects within you that are blocking you, remember, you have to open your heart. And the first place that you open your heart to is yourself. Now, what does that mean, open your heart to yourself? Because let's keep it practical, because you guys know I can get extremely esoteric in a second. And then I forget, practical. So when we say open your heart, what we mean is start to have compassion for yourself. For example, we all know that we feel bad about things. We all have ideas from the past. We all have events from the past that we would just love to just get rid of, or never think of again, or some of us are drinking to it, right? But the point is that when you are not in a space of loving yourself, you are in a space of not loving yourself. And so you see these things as separate from you, these bad events, these whatever, as separate from you, and you hate on them. And when you hate on these things and these events and your behaviors and your beliefs from these events, you're actively hating on yourself. As I'm saying that here, I'm feeling energy of people wanting to come in. They're saying that it's not just the people involved in these events that you are angry with and you hate and you project onto. Spirit is actively holding them at bay. They're literally like this, holding, lots of mothers in here, holding these people at bay, because they're like, this is about you. So number one, stop with the stories. Now, I've had to say this quite a few times this week to different people. Stop with the stories. The story of what happened in the past is a story, and stories change depending on the perspective. Right now, they're asking you to have love for yourself, compassion. Like, I was 6 years old, I was 14, I was 27, I was a college grad, I didn't know any better, I was grieving, I was whatever these energies are. Love that, understand it. You had a reason for being the way that you were. Now, even if no one on this earth will give you that compassion and that grace, you have to give it to yourself. And you love yourself by looking at it. And if you don't look at it, then what are we doing? Sir, madam, what are you doing on this earth besides breathing up the good old oxygen? This is for you to get to work on yourself, okay? And I suddenly realized that I'm a little bit of a taskmaster and a slave driver, because when I work with my clients, especially the ones that I work with more than once, I give them the stuff and I'm like, work on it. And I'm like, hold on a second. Not everybody has that way that I have, because God knows my spirit guides. I'm like, guys, give it to me hot and heavy. I just want to work through this stuff, whatever, even if it's like a week and I feel like shit for the whole week and I can't, get grounded and just whatever. But I know that I'll come through it and I will be able to do this for a little bit. But part of this is about you loving yourself enough to look in the mirror, own the roles that you've played, look at the story about it, and then separate yourself from the story and feel into the pain. Have compassion for the pain. Oh my gosh, I was, I don't know what age, 17, and I was involved in that event, and I ended up going to jail or just whatever, and I understand what society thinks, but as I'm feeling into that pain, I realized that in that moment I wasn't, oh, sorry, I forgot the age I said. What did I say? 37, 60? I don't know. I wasn't that age. I was actually a 4-year-old trapped in a house with parents who didn't love each other, and they didn't love me, right? That's the level that we're going for right now, guys, because if you can't get to that level and have compassion for seeing yourself as a victim, and not a victim like some of us spend too much time in victim mode, that's too much, but as a for reals victim who went through something serious, then what are you going to be doing? Then you're just getting stuck in the he said, she cheated on me, he did that, this person stole that. It's not to say God doesn't care about that, but right now the tune is like, get out of the story and into looking at how you feel about what happened. And then when you feel it, where do you feel it? See him? Look at him touching his chest and stuff. Where do you feel it? In your leg, in your teeth, in your temples, in your heart, where do you feel it? And feel that pain with your box of tissues. Get some music to emote to, play that same song over and over again and get that energy out. Because as that energy flows out, what happens is you can make the past life connections that you need. You can get clarity for this life. Whatever it is that you need, it can flow, because now you're moving through those energies and you're no longer dealing with the symptoms of it, right? All right, so that was a really long and whirlwindy way of saying something. Hopefully you can follow, but if not, God bless. All right, so Spirit is saying to get in alignment with yourself, have gratitude for your life, even if you can't feel it. Have grace and compassion for yourself, right? Now, the reason why they're asking you guys to get to this place is because I do see some contracts are coming up. Some contracts are coming up in the sense that you're going to be meeting new people. Some of you will be meeting a new loved one, a new lover, and new lifetime partner is what I'm hearing. But the thing is that person could be really like literally standing around you and you would never see them. They could be the barista at the coffee shop that you always go to, but you can't recognize them because you're in a certain space. I'm also seeing that some of you are going to be trying to move after quarantine. Understandable, but listen, if you're planning to move after quarantine, I'll tell you right now, you better get into alignment, because you want to make sure that you can attract the highest place for you. So you don't want to come out of quarantine and start getting back active and then realize that you're still running on some old behaviors. The world has shifted, but have you, right? I'm also seeing that this is about Spirit. Look at him. He's like pulling gradually away from you. Spirit is coming through and saying, thank you. Thank you. We'll take that. We'll take that. We'll take good care of it. Thank you very much. They're so kind, but they're taking stuff from us. They're taking stuff. What are they taking? The old lovers, the old excuses, the old contracts, the old cars, the old computers. Whatever is being taken from you at this time, that's for real. They really are just trying to give you a spiritual upgrade. That's all this is about. And I'm feeling our guides coming in. They're like, that's all this is about. They're saying as above, so below. But remember, as above, so below means thy kingdom come, thy will be done. It means on earth as it is in heaven. But where does it start first? Above, in the non-physical. Then it manifests with enough time and attention into the physical, right? So right now, Spirit is asking you guys to get on board, get into alignment with the things that you would like to have. Allow yourselves the grace and compassion to feel worthy of it. Allow them to take things out of your life. This is all going on in a non-physical. You have to start that, right? And so then when it starts to happen in the physical, they can just be like, oh, thank you so much. It's like the baby. Baby wants to play with the remote, and you're the adult and you're like, dude, you need to come up off that remote because I'm trying to watch TV, right? But you can't say, give me that. Just grab it. You have to like gently, oh, thank you. Play with the baby a little bit, rub their little cheeklets, and then, play and toss them a little, and then you'd move the remote, and then they've forgotten about the remote. And you can give them something else. All right? Okay. So some of you are probably wondering, well, how can I step into this place? Because a lot of you are wanting to make this jump. I'll tell you right now, the first thing that's coming in and wants to get on top of the contract. Wow. Why is it on top of the contract? Because they're showing it's part of the contract. This contract has already been signed by you, the contract for healing. And one of the stages is going to be vulnerability. That's your answer. You have to be able to be vulnerable. Now, honestly, in my line of work, I think a lot of times people want to know, well, how do I do this? How do I do that? How do I do this? And to be honest, because I go through the same process, and I have to tell you, once you get to a certain level of healing, a lot of it is just wordless. You know, we can write many books about first do this and get vulnerable and this and that, but Spirit has a way where in the seconds of the day, in the quick glances around your head, you can pick up meaning. They throw meaning and they throw clues and ideas into you throughout your day. And so really the best way to say it is to be open to being moved. Be open to the signs. Be open to be open to being given. Okay. Information. At some point, your journey is about you. So you have spiritual helpers like me. God bless. You guys know I'm here. If you chat with me, you know I'm here. Sometimes I'm super busy, but you're on my mind. And I'm here, but I can't walk the walk for you. Nobody can walk the walk for you. You have to be the one to decide how you're going to move forward, right? So you're going to have to, number one, allow yourself to be vulnerable. Number two, you have to allow yourself to stay connected. What does that mean? That means that spirit is saying things are going to get rough. Emotions are going to come up. Triggers are going to come up. All of a sudden, you're going to run into that ex that you like thought you'd gotten rid of because he treated you like crap, right? And you allowed it. How did that hit? Did that feel, was that hard for you to take? You got to be in that space, guys, where you're like, I may be holding on to the story that I allowed it. I mean, that he did this to me, but I know that that's because I'm still in my feelings about it. And I know that God is trying to say that I was an agent in this, and I'm willing to step into that by being vulnerable and staying connected to spirit, even as my shadows arise, excuse me. So yeah, you want to find out why that relationship was so bad? Well, open yourself up to God. Give that decree. I'm ready to know all about me. And I want to see my shadows, good or bad. You and me, God, you and me till we die, right? And then allow it to come in. To be honest, I'm seeing a wedding ring right now, guys. Not a wedding ring, an engagement ring for a lot of you guys. And I'm seeing a soulmate connection here. Now, listen, you guys know me. I would not say that to everybody because everybody watching is not, this isn't for you, okay? So I want you to stay grounded in just hearing the basics, but this piece of news is for some of you who are watching. I'm also seeing that it's good. See, this ring just stood out to me. This ring, they're saying, is a promise for, I don't want to use the U word, but union. You see how it's half, and then and this, these are two levels of the field. It's like we're here in this physical dimension, then this one is at a higher dimension. I'm not sure which dimension, could be like 5, whatever. And this one is even higher, so 7. So this is showing that this is this is coming in. Ding, ding, ding. It's coming in. It's coming. And for some of you, there is a soulmate relationship that if you do the work and clear the blockages, emotionally, this person can energetically flow in. Look how she's just ready to just bloop, fall right into his lap, right? And I mean, that's just how this works, guys. I wish I could tell you otherwise, but the truth is, if you have a canister and something's in there and you want to put something else in there, if it's full, it's not going to go in. So you have to empty the canister first so that the new stuff can come in. And that's what this is all about. Empty yourself of your shadows and your pain and all of that by taking steps to be vulnerable, trusting God, staying connected with spirit, even as things start to get crazy. And then allowing your path to move forward. Spirit is also saying that you have options. You can ask. You can ask to work with your guides. You can ask to work with specialists. Ask and you shall receive, okay? It's almost like they're saying you guys have everything you need. You guys meaning me too, because I'm going through a process too. Ouch. Right now, we're still in Venus in retrograde, right? And so a lot of you guys might be having exes come up. You might have things relating to relationships, not just romantic, but relationships in general, coming up to be healed, past life stuff that haven't been healed yet. Just roll with it, guys. And remember, just because homeboy crept out of the dark from like 4 years ago does not mean that this is a sign to get back with that person. No, this is a sign that energy is being moved. It's time to heal. To do your healing work, you may very well not need to even be in contact with any of these exes, okay? Just remember that, because at the end of the day, it's not about the ex, it's about you. The ex is just a mirror upon which you've projected your own issues, and that's all it is. This is not to minimize another person's importance in your life, but you have to call a spade a spade. The ex didn't make you do that, you did that, and you blamed your ex for it, you know? So just be mindful. And if some of you are finding that statement controversial, also remember that when you are along different levels, when you're along different stages of your healing, the truth changes, okay? So try talking to somebody who's a recovering addict for anything, whether it's shopping or drugs or whatnot. Try talking to somebody who has come through a really tough divorce and now they're a better person. They're happy in their new marriage. They've got a full house of kids. Ask them what their truth was, and they will tell you that when they were going through it, they couldn't see it. They couldn't see how they were at the bottom of a lot of their problems, but after they've come through it, they're like, oh my god, it was just me. Yes, the other people did stuff, but like it really had nothing to do with those people, because those people couldn't force me to be unhappy. I was choosing to be unhappy because... And then sometimes they will trace it back to something in their past. If they're a little bit more conscious, they might have some past life recall as well. So please, please, please seek first to understand and then to be understood. So in other words, if you find yourself saying, yeah, but just stop. Just stop, go into silence, do the work, get through it, come back and say what you feel. Okay, and if you're definitely one of those YouTube people, God bless you, it's a forum, where you're like, and this and that guy did it. Just stop. Just stop. Do the healing, move through it, and then come back. And you might find that when you look at your old writings, you look at your old journals, you look at your old thoughts, you look at your old activities, you'll find, oh my God, I was just in so much pain and was just still not done with my healing journey, that I totally believed that I was the victim. And now I realized I was not the victim. Yes, bad things happened to me that victimized me. However, I was in a lot of control over how I shaped my own destiny, how I moved in the world. There were times where I was being manipulative to create a certain condition so that I could be the victim. So this is just advanced therapy. And for those of you who've been in therapy before, you've had breakthroughs and transitions, you know what I'm talking about, okay? All right, so moving forward to practically be good during this time of transition, it's all about allowing yourself to be open to being moved. Keep those prayers centered. Pray to God and your guides. They're literally sitting here watching you watch the video. We all know that. They probably egged you on to watch the video, so they're really there. Ask them questions and make sure you stay connected with them, because the path will get a little bit bumpy when the emotions start coming, right? And the symptoms start coming up. But you have to realize that those are just the symptoms. Sometimes your aspects inside of you that are unhealed are fighting back because they want to stay in the same story, but it's not true. It's just a story. Give back. That card just wanted to come out so much. So find ways to get yourself, oh, look at that. Oh, guys, find a way to get yourself into a place where you can give. But the thing is, you're not to just give to other people all the time, because some of you do have issues with giving where it's over giving, right? And that is in and of itself can be a distraction. This is about giving to yourself, finding ways to give care to yourself. Meditate, but care for yourself in that process. Have the compassion, keep the journal, look at your spiritual support. As you're working with your guides and having that spiritual support, seek inside, listen to their words. Like I mean, if you guys never remember anything I ever say in life again, remember this. The healing journey is a personal one that can be shared with other people. When I say that, it's a personal one in the sense that most of the healing is very, very quiet. It's wordless. It comes in the moments when you're sitting in your car and a thought occurs to you, when you're sleeping, when something's happening. These are quiet moments of transformation where God is just putting stuff into you and you are growing. But you can share it with other people, and you need other people, in fact, to help to test what you've learned, to help drive those lessons home, right? And so it's very, very important that you remember you have to go inward. Most people try to heal by staying out of themselves and distracting themselves with all sorts of stuff. You must identify your distractions. What are your distractions? Watching too much TV, um, getting very frustrated and talking a lot about the problem, but not actually sitting with the problem, right? Checking out altogether, beating up on other people, bullying. You have to identify these aspects. And to be honest, guys, I'm such a believer that everyone can direct their own healing, but it's kind of hitting me right now as I'm sitting here that I guess I understand why my job exists. Because I'm always like, look, people don't need me, but thank you, God, for helping me to be there for people. But I can see why it can be helpful to have a spiritual guide with you in the physical, that is, a spiritual guide with you, because they've been through it. They can identify where you are and the path and to kind of buffer you back here and help you to cut out the excess, distractions and the movements, and to make sense of things. And gosh, right? And I guess I can be so for spiritual healing because I had to go through all that. But to be honest, it was my angels and guides who helped me. I never really had spiritual teachers. I didn't have people around me giving me this kind of support that I give people. And it's just amazing. It's just like, so that's why there's a lovely woman called Linda Deer. I think her last name is either Deir or Deir, Linda Deer. And she wrote a book. And the premise of her book was that she had such a rough childhood that she maintains to this day, and I believe her, that her spirit guides raised her. And it's so funny, her angels raised her. And it's so funny because me in California, I remember hearing that book and I was like, oh my God, you understand. When I say my angels and guides raised me, a lot of people will not understand that. But if you read her book, it's the same thing. And she's the only other person that I've ever seen verbalize that. And I didn't fly, I think I drove. I took myself all the way to Arizona to attend a 2-hour workshop at a bookstore for her. Okay, so just to kind of let you know what we're working with here. And so I guess I didn't have the luxury of having a spiritual guide. This card keeps wanting to come out. Having a spiritual guide in the physical with me. And I'm just so grateful for what my guides have done. And I just feel like the whole process, as difficult as it is. Oh, wow, look at that. They're showing the 9. Why? But it was so useful for me. It was so, so useful. So thank you, guides. Shout out. Look at this. They're saying, got it. Because I'm like, why are they showing the 9? And I was going to say, they're saying it from this dimension. Which dimension is it? 9th dimension. So from the 9th dimension, they're saying that you are untouchable. Absolutely untouchable. They're saying they see you. And they're saying, look at this one down here. This dimension here, they're saying, which is closer to us where we are, they're saying they see the calculations you're doing, right? They see that you're trying to do the best that you can. You're making your own observations. You're falling prey to any temptations, all of that. So they understand what's happening. Notice that this calculation that's going on here is very manipulative. So in short, they're saying they're seeing how you are being your own worst enemy, right? But they have love for you. They really, really have love for you. And they're saying, who's they? Your guides. They're saying don't get so frustrated because you may feel like nobody sees you and you may feel that you are capable of being quote unquote killed and beat up and this and that. And yes, it feels that way. But they're saying from where they're sitting, from where your higher self is sitting, watching yourself here, they're saying you're untouchable. And they're saying, want to get even more untouchable? Literally. I do a lot of channeling, so when they say things like that, it's them, it's not me. I'm not that clever. Embrace the moment. Have the strength, to go through what it is that you're going through. I mean, guys, I came back from Japan after 3 years, and when I got here, full-blown quarantine. I've been bouncing around since then. I've got like a backpack and barely any clothes. I'm just doing my thing. I'm living my life and got 29 minutes, 29 seconds. Right? God is letting us know. And I have never been so provided for in my life, and I just have the basics. And it's funny because as I was packing up to leave Japan, my guides were like, "Why don't you just get rid of everything and just go back?" I was like, "You guys are crazy. I need clothes." you know. And then I got here, and a lot of my clothes got damaged, and that's another story. So anyway, long story short, if I can do this, and following a super bad breakup, if I can do this, you can do this. All right. So Spirit is saying, pump with it, get with the program, because this is not for the little leagues. I don't work necessarily with people who are in the little leagues. This is the big leagues. And so if you're watching this video and it resonates and you want to find out more about yourself, because obviously a much more detailed reading is saved for personal readings, hit me up. You know where to find me. You can check the description box below. Check out my Etsy shop. I offer quite a few readings. I also offer an affordable same-day reading, same day within 24 hours. It's written with a lot of love. God bless, because that's just how I roll. But either way, guys, whether or not you seek the help of an intuitive, you can just connect with your guides, journal, read books, watch shows and ask for signs to be given to you, meditate, write down your dreams. There's so many ways to connect, okay? All right, so I'm going to end it here, and forgive the stream of consciousness. It's just what came out, but I have lived long enough to know that Spirit does not mince words in my readings. So however it comes out with the giggles and the this and that and the dropping cards and the camera shaking, it's how it should be, all right? So God bless you guys. Mwah. Love you guys. Bye.